Hi Jan, it's me. And here I am again wanting to propose another study in addition to the all-school survey based on tech use and all that. So that'll be one study. This is another study, and it's on a smaller scale, basically just with my 3 sections of English 3. So I wouldn't be dependent on anybody else. And no one else would have to take time out to partake in this. It's done during class time, and so hopefully it would be a bit easier to manage. This study proposal is based on writing strategies. And so the objective here is to determine a set of writing strategies that produce better writing outcomes, because of course we want students to succeed, but what writing strategies actually help do that? And so this would be conducted on short-term writing assignments that could then be applied to long-term writing assignments. It's really applicable. The background for this proposal is that prior research has basically reported that pre-writing activities, any kind of pre-writing activities, whether it's guided questions, whether it's web like Venn diagram, whatever kind of pre-writing strategy that helps students plan their writing, has shown very good outcomes on final products. And so therefore it strongly just suggests that students should plan their writing before actually writing. However, there's little research on the whole monitoring stage aspect of writing, and there's really limited research on the reflective stage after writing. And as we know, thinking with the e-portfolios and looking at self-regulated learning strategies, students follow the PME, the planning, the monitoring, and then the evaluation, the self-evaluation, which is also referred to as reflection. So here in writing, could we actually apply that self-regulated learning strategy, the PME, to possibly produce even better writing outcomes than just using pre-writing? And so do the monitoring and reflection stages actually make a difference? And that information could definitely help teachers and students. And so the 3 strategies here, there's the pre-writing only, then there's the pre-writing and product reflection, the post-writing, and then there is the combination of pre-writing, the progress reflection, and product reflection. And so reflection is generally defined as, for here in this case, as the student's personal assessment on their experience of the writing task, how the writing task progressed to the finish, basically their strengths and weaknesses, how they think they did, and what can be done to improve on future writing tasks. So it makes them really critically assess what they could do, what students could do to improve for the future. And so the writing tasks, like I mentioned, would be on a smaller scale, and that would actually fit perfectly with our timed essays that we do in class in practice for the SAT. And so it would be on the first 2 timed essays on September 19th and October 3rd tentatively, because obviously we don't know what could happen with our schedules. And I would like to do this as close to the beginning of the year as possible, just so that I could take a look at that information, the data then, and know how to plan for the remaining writing assignments, and then share that information with the rest of the school. So again, the timed essays would be 25 minutes, as they are on the SAT, and while data will be valuable just in general, the lowest score will be dropped for the students in the grade book of those 2 writing timed essays. Obviously, the first one, they're just getting their feet wet. They don't really know what's going on to begin with. But it is anticipated that the second score, or the second timed essay, will be higher regardless of whichever 3 writing strategy groups the students are in. So I'm kind of thinking that the first timed essay score will be dropped. But again, this is just, I think, in fairness to the student, to drop their lowest score of these 2 writing essays, timed essays. So like I said, there would be 3 groups based on the 3 different strategies: pre-writing only, pre-writing and product reflection, and then the pre-writing progress reflection and product reflection. Ideally, in an ideal setting, I would have a 4th group with the pre-writing and progress reflection only combo, to see, if it's more of the progress reflection that matters more than the product reflection. But like I said, that would be an ideal group if I had a 4th section, or if somebody would be willing out of their junior AP. So I guess that would be Vicky, but I don't know. Obviously, that could, if that happens, that happens. But right now I've got the 3 groups, and that works out quite well. And you can see here how I've got the timed essays actually timed out. So with 2 minutes of pre-writing and then writing, and then if they're partaking in the product reflection, it would be, with a 10-minute limit, and that's just arbitrary, a 10-minute number. I don't think that they would need more than 10 minutes to reflect. The analysis, with timed essay 1, that would be study 1, and that would basically look at which strategy produces better writing outcomes. In essence, which group scored better overall. With study 2, that would be, with timed essay 2, that would look actually at gain scores. Which strategy produced significantly increased gain scores? In essence, just because one group scored better overall in study 1, another strategy may produce higher gain scores. This could then help predict better writing outcomes overall, and I would use ANOVA or paired t-tests. Maybe with that prediction from study 2, I don't know. The analysis from data 2 basically is would give better insight if maybe running this on a 3rd timed essay would be beneficial or not. I don't know. But just tossing that out there. And scoring of the essays, I would ask, just to keep this as objective as possible, I would ask 2 to 3 readers, outside readers, to score the essays, and then get inter-rater reliability, and the essays would be scored based on the SAT scoring rubric, and all information would be kept confidential. Student identities will not be disclosed in any analysis or to anyone. Approval, basically NDSJ, and then the parents, and I figure maybe bring this up or pass out the information packet, the cover letter, and the signature letter to parents at back to school night, because that would be the week before. So that may work well. What would happen to students who opt out? Well, students would still write their timed essays as normal, and students would still partake in the treatment itself, whichever group they're in, but the data from those students would not be included in the analysis. So students would still do everything, but their information just wouldn't be analyzed, and that's pretty much it. So I really hope that this gives a bit of an overview of what I'd like to do. Again, it's really short term, it's really small scale, it's only with me, not the whole school, not other teachers, so I'm hoping that this could be approved. And if you do have any other questions or you'd like to sit down in person, please let me know. Thanks so much, Jan. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.